Athena, thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, you're so welcome.
It's a beautiful setup.
Thank you.
I've never had such a artistic setup. I feel like we're going to do some photo shoots.
I know, right? Surrounded by paintings.
Yeah,
it's my norm, which feels good.
No, it's awesome. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So this is your piece of work.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Piece of work.
Yeah. This is called Bringing the Past to the Future.
Bringing the past to the future.
Yeah.
So you are a painter, obviously.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do. Who are you? Where do you come from?
I feel like an alien about to come out. I'm a oil painter. I'm based in Dalston, East London. I am a fine artist, figurative portrait painter, I'd say. I prefer to say like figurative because I'm moving into the bodies as well as the portraits as such. But I love skin and I love storytelling through work. So yeah, I have different gallery representation in London. I'm a CSM, Central St Martin's graduate. And yeah, I've been sort of, I guess, full-time-ish the last 5 years, as in like really going for it. Like this is my plan A rather than plan B. Do you know what I mean? Or being a bit resistant towards it. So, but yeah, so my work is about it's about empowerment. It's about community, and it's about raising consciousness.
How did you decide you wanted to become an artist? Is that something you always wanted to be?
That's all I could do.
Awesome.
like that's all I was passionate about when I was little. That's all I wanted to do. Was paint and like draw like rainbows and like I don't know, what was it? It was horses basically and sunsets basically when I was like 5 or 6. And then after that it was GCSE and A-level. I think when I got to A-level and went to uni, I knew that I wanted to do this. And then I did like music photography for about 8 years after
music photography?
Yeah.
That's very niche.
Very niche. Well, I love music and I love photography, and you can see the photography within my work as I use photography.
That's true that your work is actually very photographic.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely got the contrast of the light, the chiaroscuro, you know, all that stuff. You see it. And I work from photographs, which probably is changing because I want to get into complete expression, complete limitlessness, and like not having such a clear sort of, I guess, being inspired by roughly what I want to do, but like getting to the canvas and just letting loose and not working so strongly from photographic material and working more from myself and inspiration from life. But I guess
that would entail having someone live.
or like you know, doing studies from life of people in the street or of people, and then mixing that within the work, but like layering. You know, it could be. Would
that be mixed media? Or?
Possibly. Yeah, maybe. But I love oil and I love acrylic. I love oil pastels and charcoal, and I do like all of that. But yeah, who knows? I might go to that as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I have a question. I mean, I have a few questions. I wanted to talk about your message. Like, what are you trying to?
That's what I was just thinking.
Convey. Awesome.
The message. Okay, so I'm honing that in at the moment because I think it's hard. Well, it has been a bit hard to find out what is one's message, you know, because it varies. You do your art for different levels, like, so the highest level in terms of humanity, that's what I mean by that, is like to lift people up out of a band of fear, frustration, into like a limitlessness of like our core beings, of our truth, you know. And I think we're here to connect with that and have that balance between, I guess, spirit and this world, you know, be in balance, which is kind of what I guess life is about. So I want to, I guess, be that, and be that through my work. And that energy will translate into people's homes. So I want to spread love and light through people's homes, lift people up, basically. But I also want to promote like mental well-being, and just consciousness, and like making people feel good. Because what's the point otherwise? It's about making people feel good, and myself firstly. So there's that. And like I do that through messages. I do that through like using positive words like success, yes, empowerment, feel good. All those words hold a higher vibration, and I use that within my work, especially the new oil pastel stuff. So I'm kind of exploring that, and then on like other levels, it would be. I don't know, I want to do it because I want to see what I have in me. I want to see what comes out. I want to see what's possible for myself. I have big dreams. I want to be a Jenny Savile. I want to be a Tracy Emin. I want to see if that's possible for myself. And yet that might be an ego thing, like, and actually possibly is. However, it's kind of about it's a game in a way to see. It's playful.
What you're made of.
What am I made of?
Would you say that the personal work that you do on yourself is done through your paintings, or would you paint after you've realized something? Does the process of painting?
It's like a direct translation. It's like a journaling. Like whatever I'm learning at the moment, it's really like different books or people that inspire me. Michael Singer is one guy. I'm also doing like a business course with Jodie Shield. Like all of those things will kind of be put into my work at the time.
How do you choose a character? How do you choose someone?
That's a good question. So
how to become the chosen?
Well, at the beginning it was like family and friends, what I mean? Like people that I resonate with, and it's still the same. It's people I resonate with. So the contemporary indigenous stuff is all based on South America. My trip around South America. So whoever who I resonated with in a club, on the street, I look at them and I'm like, wow, I want to paint you. It might be the way that they look, it might be their energy, it's probably a mixture of both. And I see something in them, a bit like when you're connected with friends. Like I just want to talk to you for whatever reason. It's the same thing, basically.
Can you see from paintings that you've done like maybe 5 years ago, can you see the journey that you've been on a spiritual level?
Totally. It's kind of like there's a lot. Yes, I feel like what comes to me is like I've matured. I've matured in my style and who I am. And they're all sort of angles of the same, sculpture or piece. They're all parts of me. I feel. I don't really know. I don't really know that. I mean, it'd be really interesting to do an exhibition with my works. That's why I want to keep some of them behind, because it's. Someone else said that, keep some of your works from obviously each year behind, because when you do like a big show, you can really see the progression. It's very interesting to see.
Cool.
And be with that,
I mean, I'm sure you have, obviously.
Well, I hope so.
But it would be interesting in terms of style as well. Or
totally.
like in terms of periods, like what was I going through? When I was painting this, what was I going through when I was painting that?
Definitely, it's representation of my life. It's definitely gonna
the
showcase that
storyline.
Because living into your portrait was about empowerment and like manifestation, and I was doing Landmark at the time, and it was all about that in terms of just working on yourself. Essence was just stripping everything back and doing what was me, and that felt really good, and that was kind of like a breakthrough for me. And then the last one was Contemporary Indigenous, which was about South America, which was about my traveling with Fionn and bringing in different colors and elements and textile making and thinking out of the box around like bringing kind of sculptural elements into my work. And then now it's about like having my own voice, like what is me without anyone's expectations or myself.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm at right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's where the freedom starts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel it. Yeah.
So what's your creative process? Like how do you create such a piece? Where does it start? So you said you sort of encounter someone and feel an urge to paint their face.
Yeah. So basically how I have it at the moment is like I have a series of work, and so the series comes about through inspiration, and usually it will come about from my last show. One element, one painting from one show will come through into the next, and it will create a whole new body of work. That's usually how it works so far. And a lot of that comes out of play, and that can be also from inspiration of life. It can be from Instagram, seeing an image and it triggers something. But yeah, I love the technical side of painting as well, so I'm very much into that, and that's through mark making and exploring that then leads me on to other ideas. So I'll get an idea, and then I will be like, I want to do a show on it, I want to do a series of work, and then I'll imagine what I want the show to look like, how many paintings I want them to be in there, and then I will just allow the process to happen. I'll meet people and I will then take pictures of them, and then I will add their own specific garments to them, and then it will become a bit like David Hockney, sort of like playing with colours and like getting inspired by textiles and colour, and then I'll orchestrate it through like an iPad with different colour combinations. And
so you'll draw something on your iPad first?
Yeah, so I'll take a picture of them and then I'll put that onto my iPad, and then I will then draw like pink around their face or like textiles on their body and like play with it. It's a really good quick way for me to like play with ideas. Nice. And then I can get like inspired by an advert billboard and be like, oh, I love that pink and that yellow together, and then I'll play with that. And then I'll translate it onto canvas and then see what happens. I'm like, oh, cool, okay, and continue. And then that will inspire me to do something else, and then it will kind of be an ongoing thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that enough, or do you want me to tell you technique?
No. I mean, your technique is your technique, and I know that there's a lot of technical stuff that goes into making this, but not just this, like just art in general.
Yeah.
Like I studied interior architecture.
Nice.
For a year, and when I used to live in Miami. And
I used to live in Miami. Yeah.
When I used to study interior architecture, I used to have to make models, build little models.
Yeah.
And we had 3 stages: a very small one, then a medium one, and then a final one, which was a bit, like maybe this big. Nice. And so there's a lot of things that go into that. Like I was up until 5 a.m. cutting the little plexiglass. And
absolute respect for that, because I don't have any patience for that sort of stuff. So well done.
But
it's a lot.
One of my questions for you is how much do you spend on, tools and equipment? Because I remember that was like a heartbreak every time I used to step into the arts and crafts shop and having a list of stuff that I had to buy.
I mean, it's hard not to buy everything.
And it was expensive.
It is expensive. I don't know, I probably spend like 60 quid a week.
Okay.
Something like that. That's like at minimal costs. I mean, like I stretch my own canvases, so I buy them and then I buy linen or canvas in rolls and do it myself. Okay. Because I like it, because it's more authentic, and it's just I don't know, you get more involved with the piece. If you do that after a while. But yeah, it's probably one of the hardest things is not to spend a lot of money. You could spend a lot of money on paints.
You could.
A lot of money on paints and all sorts of stuff. It's yeah, I'm very good friends with great art in Shoreditch, basically.
Awesome.
So yeah. They give me a residency, which was really cool.
That's really cool. Yeah. Yeah. After some time, they just start knowing your face.
Yeah, like mates, basically. Yeah. So I do spend quite a lot on it. Yeah.
Cool. For all the young artists that aspire to make a living out of their art, and just being able to be free with with their time and the amount of energy that they put into their art, what would you advise them to do? I mean, obviously everyone has their own journey, but is there anything that you'd like to tell them?
The young artists, basically, that want to make it and do it for themselves.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of there's this image of the struggling artist.
So annoying.
And when there's a lot of parents saying, "Oh, you'll just never make a living out of being an artist," please go get a job in some big company.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I was lucky because my mum and dad were always very, very supportive. So I didn't have that resistance, but a lot of people do. And I'd say you have to do what you love. You have to do what you love, and you make it work. Yes, it's not, if you just want money, then it's not the world for you, because it is obviously there is a small percentage of people that become pretty rich off of it, right? Doesn't mean you can't make a good living off of your art, but like any business, it takes 3 to 5 years, I'd say, to make a good salary. But you've got to be smart. You've got to be. I think this is where a new age of artists needs to come through, which is what I'm really inspired to promote once I crack it. It's the business side of it. It's bringing marketing into the art world. And it doesn't mean that your work is actually not in integrity. It has to be in integrity as well. But being smart, for example, you've got your original paintings, which are obviously one-off pieces, which are like a luxury product in a way, right? Especially when you're going this size, it gets more expensive. How accessible is that? Then you go into smaller ones that are more accessible. Then you go into limited edition prints, which again more accessible but bespoke.
Which I have.
Yeah, there you go.
I have the Florentine.
Exactly. And then you've got
I love it.
Yeah, and it's amazing because it means your work is out there. And it spreads your intention, and it also means that it markets itself because then people share it on Instagram and blah blah blah. And then you've got unlimited prints. So it's being able to market yourself in a way that's sustainable. And I'm learning this right now, through prints and through commissions, and also having your work ongoing, using interior designers and bigger corporations that can support you, sponsorships and all that. But
it's about network as well.
Networking.
You really have to put your work out there.
So, but you've got to be realistic. At the beginning, as in 5 years ago, I wouldn't say it's the beginning of going for it. I had a part-time job, and then I did my first solo show because I had a lot of resistance towards actually making it because I cared for it a lot, and I think that's quite normal as well. And I read this book called Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert.
Oh, really?
It's fantastic, I recommend it for anyone who's wanting to get into something. They're really passionate about something that's creative or anything, a project, but you're a little bit resistant towards doing it. And so she goes through different chapters done is better than perfect, basically we're perfectionists and we all procrastinate, don't we? Oh no, but it's not right, nothing's lining up. You have to just book this thing in and just say you're going to do it and tell everyone you're going to do it and just do it.
My fiance says prolific beats perfect.
Nice. But I think isn't prolific the word, doesn't that mean
prolific means
amazing?
Many. No, prolific means many. So prolific is you're doing a lot. You're creating a lot.
Yeah. Okay. She says something. I was trying to remember it. half-assed. Something half-assed is better than perfect, basically. So she brings a lot of light to it, and it's really like accessible. So that really helped, because like it was triggering a lot for me, and it was like seeing ideas as ideas that float in. Like if you don't grab an idea and actually do it, someone else is going to take it. Not like someone else is going to take it, but it's like be and create in the moment rather than being like, I'm saying this to myself, but that's exactly what's coming up around my new work. I'm like, I've got to do it now. But yeah, I'd say basically have a plan A, don't have a plan B, just go for it. Be smart, have like another job on the side, and just don't listen to anyone else. And like you've got to believe it before you see it. You've got to, with all of this stuff, because there's too many people going, no, it's too hard, it's impossible. If you look at anyone that's done anything big in the world, like Beyonce or anyone, they had so many no's. This is what she talks about, Elizabeth Gilbert. Play for the no's, don't play for the yeses. The more no's you get, it means that you're going to get to a yes eventually. And it's about building your own confidence and doing it because you love it. And that's more rewarding than doing a job that you don't like. I mean, you know? And this life's too short to like waste your time. And also I think everyone has a gift. They have something to share. Absolutely. And it's selfish not to share it. And like actually when I saw it like that, I was like, oh, I'm actually being selfish rather than like, oh no, I'm being modest and not sharing. Like, actually being like, you've got something to give.
I had a mentor who said to me once, how dare you? Who do you think you are not to share your gifts and talents with the world? And actually sharing, because obviously now we've got social media, and like it is a platform for us to say what we want to say, and that's amazing because it's accessible now, and everyone's getting their own control back. Like even in the art world, it's like, you know, you don't have to have a gallery to be able to make it these days. You know, you don't have to give 50% away to a gallery anymore necessarily. I mean, I'd like to have a gallery and you know, have like a platform on social media that I can sell my work on. And a lot of people are saying, going back to social media, a lot of people are saying, oh, but I don't feel like what I have to say is valid. And that comes up for me. And I'm sure for everyone. All the time.
But like, do you listen to that voice? Like, because there might be one person that's going through that and you're like, oh my God, that really made a difference. You know, and everyone feels that. You're not like unique for feeling that. Do you know what I mean? But it means you just do it anyway. That's what I think. I mean,
Cool. Awesome. Last question. What is a cool girl, and how do you become a cool girl? What does it take to be a cool girl?
Okay. Wow. Well, I think a cool girl is being yourself, actually. I think that's what it takes. You know, it is, and it might mean being uncool to be cool. Trying too hard and just speaking your truth and being yourself, being authentic, I'd say probably the most.
Is there anything that you would like to say? You've got an amazing audience, captivated public here. What is there, you know, if you had a megaphone that you could use to say something to the entire world. Imagine you have this big ass megaphone and you're gonna say something and everyone in the whole planet is gonna hear it. What do you want to say?
Well, what comes up for me is like you are enough. You are enough. You are enough. That's what comes to me.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's the first time I asked that question. Like,
no, it's the first time I've answered it. But that's what comes to me.
I've had that question to myself. Like, what would
I mean, there's probably way more than that, but that is what.
That's what comes. For now. Don't want to give them a monologue. No,
because it hits right to the point. It's like, you know, it's a fundamental like humanism thing that just is not real. You know, in terms of not enough, but actually. We're all so divine and full and limitless and perfect, you know, and it's connected with that.
Awesome. Where's your next destination? Inspiring. Oh, you're moving to New York.
I'm moving to New York.
What's that going to be? Where are you taking your studio and everything?
So I'm going to get a studio there in Brooklyn. I'm going to have my paintings in like a storage that's accessible for clients and stuff. And I'm going to be doing art residencies and possibly an MA out there as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
In what?
In art, MFA in art. Yeah, fine art.
Awesome.
Yeah, I feel just like a educational direction. You know, historical background and concepts really good as a grounding for myself.
Okay.
I feel very drawn to doing it.
Okay.
And then art residencies just to get into the community and like.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Oh, you're so welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for asking me to speak to you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.